Hello, everyone, and welcome to the second episode of the ANYVERSE PB's world. And today I start off somewhere you don't recognize because I just came here. I myself hardly recognize it. So this place is, just, you guys remember that desert right next to our place? This is just going a little bit more west, and I noticed a couple of things coming down here, but really this was the most interesting thing. I've never seen Minecraft make something. Now, I specifically chose this angle for a reason you'll see later, but like, doesn't that remind you of just like a eroded old statue? It sort of looks like, I don't know, maybe like an elephant. Like, this is its like trunk, and that's something that's its ear. Maybe that's its trunk. I don't know. It reminds me of some sort of like quadrupedal beast of some sort. And there's the tail. Maybe it's like a rhino. That's the horn. That's that. Maybe that's the leg. Maybe, I don't know. But like seeing it, it's just like, it's so just like the closer you get to it, the less it looks like anything. But the farther away you are, it totally looks like something. It's so inspirational. Like, it gives me so much just like, wow, I should build something like that in that sort of style, you know? I want to go check out the burning roof forest with you guys. See, I feel like it's this way. I feel like that's all taiga biome. Gonna get up here, see what's over here. More taiga. Or how some people pronounce it, taiga. What? What? I've never seen one so close. Are you kidding me? Oh my god. I've never seen one so close to spawn. Spawn's right. You see this funky looking mountain? It's right over there. Well, now I have so much to think about. Because I could get Johnnies from this place. And Johnnies kill things for you. Oh my god, that opens up so many possibilities. I never like have that as something I think about. I had no idea that was there. Oh, here it is. It's missing its back half. Is it only partially a woodland mansion? That would be hilarious if we only got like half a woodland mansion. As long as I still get Johnnies, I'm fine. I'm perfectly fine with having it chopped off. Oh no, it's still a fair bit. It does get chopped off by the mountain a little bit. But we still have like the first floor and a little bit of the second floor. But this is what I'm more interested in. Hello there. I feel like the huge inferno has passed. It's come and gone. Oh man, it's a little less exciting than I was hoping it'd be. This inferno, but you could see which way the fire went. These got destroyed, but not enough to let it die. Man, oh my gosh. That's amazing. Let me just boop. Boop. Let me just boop. That's hilarious. It seems that somebody cleaned out the back of you there. So that's going to be a small woodland mansion. That's still cool though. If somebody wanted to live there, that'd be a great renovation project. Especially because you can have a great view out. Even if you take all of that out, at least you have this little ocean thing and then into the desert. That is so interesting though. I'm so glad we came here on our fire adventure. So things that have happened before I show you what that tower is going to be. Although I think most of you can guess what it's going to be if you've been around for a little bit. Let's see. Over here, we see... I went the wrong way. All right. We need to go that way. I've been collecting so many resources, guys, to start building my house. I needed white concrete, which obviously meant I needed some, some sand and a little bit of gravel and white dye. White dye being my really one limiter in all of this. And that's why we're building that tower up there. Hashtag spoiler. You can see I've cut down a ton of trees. I've decided that any tree that is 2 or 3 tall, this one is 4, I'm cutting down. So you'll see some of them with strip bark because that's a great way for me to figure out which is which since they're so starkly different. I think back here I still have some that I haven't cut down. There. Oh, up there you could just see them, just barely peeking out from the behinds of some trees. So you'll see it's a lot less dense than it was before. And this was to help me sort of decide where I wanted to build. I have a lot of this, not a lot of that, from chopping down all these trees. Here's my white concrete stash, and over here is my concrete little machine. I stand here, I grab some concrete, I throw it in some powder, I do this, and then I go there and I just start broop, 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 over and over again, making it into some white concrete. Sorry, I keep forgetting that you can't see that hand when you go into those inventories. So that's how much I've gotten, and that should be well enough, hopefully. God, I hope it is, at least for the start of it. So that's where we are. That's where, oh, I got some dogs. Hey, say hello to the doggos. Going this way here, this thing where we see the sign, I want it to be an elevator. Why would you say I want this to be an elevator, this hill? Because when you look down, it goes all the way down for, I think, 30-ish blocks. Enough to kill you. Not that I know, but I have almost died here. But I've caught myself on a different level. And so I want this to be an elevator, and I've decided I think I want this to be sort of an industrial area. Like, that's the feel, at least I want to go with it. I know you would think, but PB, isn't that what you were intending when you were talking about building all those mechs all over the place? Have I talked with the mechs about you guys? I want to build a bunch of mechs all over the place. Some in progress. Oh, there goes the space heater. Give me a second. All right. Yeah, I want some like in progress mechs. I want to build some big mechs, mostly over here as a backdrop and on the other side of the valley where we just walked from, kind of. Also, I wanted to figure out if I like this texture better than I like this texture, because I like these tall trees and I want to keep a lot of them, at least, you know, for a while. And I just can't decide whether or not I want to switch them to this kind of tree or if I want to keep them as this kind of tree, you know? But here's going to be the house, and I really like this location, mostly because of this back section. We can have like a nice little staircase coming down here, and then we have an entire open area where I don't necessarily have any plan to do many things. But I think this would be like a great, I want to go sort of, I don't want to say Tony Stark, because I don't know the layout of Tony Stark's house. But I think that's the best sort of feel I can think of. Very clean, very modern in that way, but also futuristic in the things that will exist in it. And I like that it's a huge open area, which means I can have a bunch of redstone projects, and also that I'm on hills and stuff like that. So I could like just hide a little bit of redstone in this wall if need be, you know? Or like when I go down to a basement, you know, I could just dig up or down, or even in this little molehill, or in this little crevice, you know? Also, there's a little bit of water over here, which I'm totally about. It leads straight out to the main river that leads us back down to our original little area where we slept and laid down a couple of chests. So let's head back up here in our future staircase, which right now we just have to huff it and jump in about. Going up here, and then keep going up here. And up here, I want to have sort of like an HQ tower, if you want to think about it that way. Like, this is the one that's going to have the logo of the area. This is going to have the sort of be the beacon of this is what this area is. And that's why up here, I want to build the mob farm. And in this case, it's going to be at the top of the toppest hill, you know, of the area at least. And then you could see it probably shining from several different angles with how tall it's going to be, you know? Oh boy. Now, I would like it to be one of those, like, where I have cats and dogs and villagers, so everything moves out as quickly as possible. So even though it won't be terribly efficient due to just this location and me not having everything done yet, like with caving and stuff. This is going to be a very just simple farm to start with because I don't have cats. I have dogs, but I don't have a villager to bring here. And I don't really have a great means of bringing them here, at least not right now. So to start with, I'm just going to build the very simple little tower. Here's our little tower bit. That's as high as I'm going to go. And then I'm going to branch out and build up. And it's just going to be the very simple 3x3 design. We're going to have a slab there. I don't have any slabs available at the moment. These are going to be trenches that are going to be built here. We're going to have some trapdoors going along the sides. This is going to be 2 tall, just like this. Or 3 tall, maybe. I don't know. We'll think about it. And then they'll go, I guess 2 tall works, just as long as they can't get up here. And then they'll go here into a centralized area. And then I'll put a sign there. And then they'll just fall down. All right. I only waited 4 minutes for that to happen. But before that, we had like 4 skeletons fall down, so I'm calling, oh my god, we got 4 bones off of 4 skeletons and 2 rotten flesh off of 1 zombie. This is already going great. So this is our mob system. For now, like I said, I want to do sort of more of a slot system where like this is all a slot and I have spawn spaces over here and spawn spaces over there. And they all funnel this way, being chased away by cats and dogs, and the zombies are chasing a villager. And ideally, it'd be down here, since I'll be over there, and they'll spawn anyways because it's a dark room, and all of this will ideally be lit up. But yeah, I think it's looking a pretty cool. All right, so next I think I'm gonna work a little bit on at least the front part of my house. So I have the idea. I want it to be, well, I'll talk about it when we see it. So I'll see you guys and hopefully I'll have this guy done. All right, everyone. And this is what I have. And I know what you're asking yourself. PB, what is this weird art piece you placed in the place where you wanted to have your house? I know. But this is sort of what I've wanted to try out forever. I've always wanted to try out this sort of cubist sort of style. More modern, edging into futuristic, edging into past. Because I think a lot of that sort of surrealism and cubism, that sort of deal is very futuristic in the way that it's very rebellious, I would have to say. It breaks the mold a lot. But I've always wanted to try out this sort of style, this cubist style of house. And I just recorded a clip. So this water here is, I was describing this stone background is here purely for the contrast because I don't have a building behind it and therefore I can't see how it looks in context. Because by itself, just hanging out, if you guys think this looks like an art piece, it looks like a really weird logo without the backgrounds. I was talking about how I wanted this to be a window, this to be a window, this to be a window, and this to be a window, and this will probably be a water feature or something of the sort. And so even with just this little thing and me scrambling to place blocks around it so it wouldn't wash out all my torches after I place my water bucket down, it gains more life just looking at it this way. Even with just the stone background, even though I know you guys never saw it without the stone background, I really like it. I really like this intersection of, and this sort of 2D, 3D feel of this part and this part are in the front. And then we have these 3 squares just going, intersecting, chaining and stuff like that. I really like sort of that feel. And I don't know if this is real cubism or anything like that. I refer to this that way because cubes, rectangles. That's how I attribute things to cubism. For those of you who don't know what cubism is and cubist and all of that stuff, and you don't want to go Google it, basically what it means is it's a lot of squares, a lot of rectangles that are of different contrasts and put together in weird ways that aren't stacked neatly next to each other, as it's sort of to break the mold of what is expected. Instead of stacking boxes up, in a that they're all level, they're all the same, or they're all stacked side by side exactly correctly. These are, placed in haphazard locations and exactly where they're not supposed to be. And for it, I have to assume to make you feel a little uncomfortable. I don't know much about the art side of things. I learned about cubism in music. I know that sounds weird. I learned about these art movements through music because art and architecture and all of that, it all still follows the same sort of feel. When everybody's broke out of the mold in like art and paintings and architecture and all of that stuff, the same thing happened in music. But yeah, I think I want this to be an art piece. These are going to be some sort of glass. I'm imagining blue, like a light blue, but I might hate it. So, drinks out for that one. But yeah, I really just want to experiment. I want to try out a bunch of things, and I'm always was too nervous to do this sort of thing on servers. I always creeped a little bit into the weirdness, but this solid sort of more futuristic. Actually, this is very old. This is a very old art movement, but in the way that I want to make this less of a normal A-frame house and more of a organic yet purposefully not normal or not, I don't know what the word would be. I can't think, a non-standard home, I guess, is what I want to feel like. And this stone's gonna change. I think I want to use hardened clay back there, but I don't know, where a mesa is. This is sort of where we're going with this sort of home. I hope you guys are excited about it. I'm kind of hyped for it. This is my things to do book, and I put it here, and it's nighttime, so let's sleep before I accidentally get murderfied. Oh yeah, I got this fun little error before I started recording, so that's fun. I just need to add I need to add more memory. It's fine. Anyways, so things to do. Dual blaze farm. Immediately we're gonna have to cross that one out and just call it a blaze farm. I have found so many blaze farms, or so many blaze spawners, and none of them are in a conveniently close enough spot to make them a blaze farm, a dual blaze farm. There are it's heartbreaking how close they are. If I had a few more blocks, 5 more blocks, I would probably be able to make them a dual blaze farm. And it is possible with a minecart to just come in and out of the section, go back and forth, but maybe at a future date. I don't want to struggle that much, so I think I'll just make a prototype, and then we'll see how it works out, and then we'll see if I make it more. A mob farm, again, we're not going to cross this one out because although in theory we did make a mob farm, I want to make a better mob farm. And I found a great cave, or at least I'm hoping it's a great cave. It's right under, I'll talk about it as we go. The witch farm, the agriculture area, the sand quarry, and the nether bubble. Now the nether bubble, I want to make sort of every time you see a colony on Mars, you know how it's a bubble and then it has a bunch of tubes leading out to different other bubbles. I want to sort of make that in our nether in some way. I don't know how I want to represent it, but that's how I want to make our nether, I was going to call it nether fortress, our nether hub, into our other hubs, I want to have several hubs in different locations. And then we have our sand quarry, which you guys haven't seen yet, but this is where I get my sand, and I want to make a little quarry there, so it's more convenient to bring things back and forth for myself. Our agriculture areas, actually this is what we're looking at right now, and also the witch farm. So I'll talk about those last 2 things in a second. So this is what I wanted to make our agriculture area, just because we had 1, 2, 3, 4 puddles of water. And I don't know if I'm still going to make this our agriculture area, or if I'm going to make it somewhere over there or over here. There's a great little plains area that I think would fit it, but it's also nice and open, and I might make it something else because it has this amazing backdrop of this place. So this just might be another another mech that stands out here. I don't know. We will consider it. We'll see what happens. Let's see. This is what was going to be in my agriculture area. It might just be a temporary agriculture area, but if you look at these signs, I have agriculture area, road crossing. We have our agriculture area. We have our bridge, road, agriculture area, crossing road. So yeah, you also see I have some little paths just leading me from place to place for like places I think I want to have my paths. As you can see, going that way off to the witch hut, which is definitely something I want to start thinking about. I think I'm going to make, I'm probably just going to make like a flying machine, you know, the flying platform. I have time to think about it because Lord knows that's not going to be a quick project to work on. It actually probably won't be too difficult. It'll actually be probably one of the easier projects to work on. I just need slime, which means I have to go find slimes to go make so we can have our blaze farm, so we could get XP, so we could do other things. Our elevator here, which I think I've already talked about, to our underground sectors, or at least to the sectors where the bottom halves of these mechs are being worked on. Because if you guys have ever seen Pacific Rim, you sort of know what I'm talking about, which is what a lot of this mech stuff is based off of. Even though the first mech I ever made looked like the Iron Giant, because it was modeled off of the it was like half Iron Giant, half Pacific Rim. But yeah, we worked on that today. I know I didn't really show you much of that, but you'll see it in the little montage here in a second. And we worked on this baby over here, which is, this is the ugly angle, but this is where I want to build. So there's the stairs and stuff like that into that little area, which will be a lot of fun. I have to start thinking about my food also. So I guess next episode is going to be a food/slime episode, which doesn't sound terribly appetizing. Luckily we have this guy right next to us. All I need is a looting sword. If I have a looting sword, I'll be able to live so much better. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to pillar up into the sky about 100 blocks, I think. And I'm going to just AFK there, hopefully find a bunch of what I hope to be arrows in the future. I'm probably going to AFK there. Leave all my items in other places. And yeah, tell me what you guys think of my little cubism, sort of old school retro home over here, which is really retro. I'm not going to lie. But I think I'll give it a nice modern twist. And where is the door going to be? Maybe under this. Maybe in the middle. I was thinking, in my brain, I saw this, but this is where my door was. Maybe I'll clean this little hill up so you can enter through this place. But we will see what happens. It would be funny if you walked in here and it was just all... Oh, this is also raised up, by the way, so we're probably going to go down. So yeah, this will probably be the entrance. So we'll have like the ceiling here for the hallway above us, and then we'll have the step down there. Yeah. We'll probably have like a double extender door that just goes or maybe just side to side. Maybe do some sort of thing like that. The double extender will probably be the cleanest. You could probably make a very easy hipster double extender door. But we will see what happens. Again, using stone, just because I have a lot of it, I went out, I mined a bunch, and it's a nice neutral background dark tone that is complementary to white. All of this is going to be glass at some point, glass panes. And this is going to be a much nicer water feature once I'm not panicked about the fact that I screwed up my how water works. I was like, I'll make a hole there and it'll just fall straight in. Nope. Yeah, so next deal, we're going to do our slime farming and food production. I keep almost signing this. It's going to be tragic once I finally do. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you guys have any ideas what to do in this little spot where I'm standing, little part, please let me know down below in the comments. Last episode, I talked about answering a question that you guys asked in the comments, but there were no questions in the last episode, so instead I'm going to ask you guys a question. I want to know, what sort of building style do you guys go for when you're playing in Minecraft? Do you guys lean more towards that medievally style, or maybe do you even go more towards this modern future style, kind of like I do? That's sort of my ideal building style. I like going more towards those clean colors, very smooth textures and things like that. So you guys let me know what you guys do down below in the comments. Don't forget to check out the AnyVerse Podcast, which is live on this channel 8 a.m. on Wednesdays. Also, if you guys are like, but PB, I can't get RSS feeds on YouTube, whatever that means, because I don't know what RSS stands for, you can go look down below in the description. You will see a link to our podcasts.com podcast, in which you can download both the podcast, just audio version for very few megabytes, and also get our RSS feed automatically. Also, if you subscribe there, you will get the podcast so much earlier than you do on YouTube. You will get it between 3 and 5 a.m. on Saturdays. Nope, that's a lie. On Wednesdays. That Wednesday morning, Central Standard Time. You will get it early. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you guys have any ideas on easy ways to farm some slimes over there in the swamp, please let me know down below. Either way, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to be nice to each other. Don't forget to be compassionate. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.